it's very like I'm trying to be cutesy demure, and it's like, girl, this girl is calling you a bitch of bitch
Ye-
and wants you to go to hell. Like, give her some energy back. I want to see y'all are lawyers and you just taking the
Yeah.
shit. You
Yeah,
know.
it's
Welcome back in, everyone. This is Black Girls Talking TV, where we bring the group chat to life and discuss all your favorite TV shows. Today is all about the new series, All's Fair, starring some phenomenal women like Niecy Nash, Teyana Taylor, Sarah Paulson. So let's get into it. I am Victoria. I am one of your hosts, and I'm a psychologist.
I'm Kamaria. I'm an attorney and a pop culture writer. So yeah, let's first kind of just talk about the series as a whole and how we like
Yeah.
it, what we don't like. Your first word, well, I'm not going to speak for you. How'd you like it?
I definitely started. I was like, this is a little
I was about to
cheesy. It's
say
a
that,
little
like, that's what.
cheesy. It's cheesy, but I just feel like I'm gonna support it. You know, it's like
Mm,
this is a great cast. I feel
mm,
like their chemistry is not yet seen on the
mm,
screen, at least in
mm,
these first three episodes.
mm.
And so I'm hoping as like, because a lot of them haven't, at least from what I can remember, some of them haven't done work in a while. So I'm like, I feel like everybody kind of like easing into it, along with Kim
Mm.
Kardashian, who is not an actress at all. I think this is the first time she's acting. She's probably like the cheesiest on the cast, to be quite honest. I hate to say that, but it is not surprising considering she's never acted
Acting.
before, right? So yeah, it's a little cheesy. I feel like it's a little predictable.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna stick beside him, honey. I'm sticking beside him.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just not like great. I would say it's in the range of decent, to even possibly good. Like I could see that some people be like, "Oh, it's good."
Yeah,
It's getting anywhere between a C and a B. It's not,
yeah.
it's not bad. And I'm not a Kim K fan. I'm not a Kim Kardashian fan. So it took a lot for
Yeah.
me to sit here and watch it because I'm like, ugh. But um I will say the first opening scene, I was like, oh my God, this girl's acting is horrible. But the rest of it's not so bad. Overall, I think it's just, we just don't know these characters enough or care about
Yeah.
some of the things enough. And it's given a little soap opera ish with some of the plot lines. But it's not bad. It's just not like I think about shows like I like Scandal when Scandal was out back in the day. I don't know if you watched that, but it was
Yeah.
very like it started off the jump for me very like, yes, I
It was a
like it.
heavy hitter.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
started off very, very good. It got worse to me as seasons went on. Like after season 3, season 4, it was not good. But I compare it to something like that because it's like with Scandal, it's like you knew what she was doing. She's a fixer, and here that they're women, they're supporting women, but it kind of laid it on a little too thick in my view. I don't know what was your thinking about that, like like all these deadbeat men type of thing.
Yeah, it was very thick. It was giving like power to the women, feminists on 10,
Nah,
which
no,
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but
yeah,
I feel like it needs to like naturally unfold,
hmm,
right? It's like the center of it all, and we hate men.
yeah,
That is like, like I don't know. It could, again, it can naturally unfold, and I don't feel like
yeah,
that's something that has happened quite yet.
yeah,
Um, And I'm with you. There's like very little investment in the character so far. I think it
yeah.
wasn't until like the third episode that I heard everyone's name at least once. I was like, what is Kim's character name?
Mm,
What is Tiana's character name? Like I
yeah,
didn't know. So
yeah.
there was that as well where it wasn't obvious who these people were. And I didn't understand everyone's backstory that well, which usually I feel like when you start something off like in like, oh, 10 years ago, you kind of
Yeah.
see that a little bit more, right? Or like there's a little bit more flashbacks
Mm. Yeah, I
through
think
the storyline.
I felt like they could have put the flashbacks in the story as opposed to that rush in the beginning because that rush in the beginning felt very like, especially with like the men's jokes, and it just felt
Yeah.
unrealistic. It felt like
Yeah.
they're just throwing it together. But basically,
I knew you wanted to leave 4 months ago.
yeah, it was
I
very
said,
like
okay.
yeah. So I get what they were trying to do, just get the flashback, get the story of how they became this women empowerment firm. But I brought up Scandal a little bit also to say that I would love them to do a little bit more of like mysteries and investigations sort of thing. Like, and I know they
Yeah.
did that a little bit, but it was more about like, it wasn't like they were finding the shit. Like, take us along the journey of,
Yeah.
them being like, who Niecy Nash, she got to hop through a window. She got to go in the house.
Right.
Take us to like where something at stake. It's like, oop, she about to get caught, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, take us along that. I would have loved to see that a little bit. It was just more of like, boom, we caught you.
Yeah.
You have a hoe. You have a this. You have a different, whatever. It was like just all these skeletons
butt plug
in the closet.
And all this type of stuff.
I was trying to remember. And so I just would have liked, I mean, they did do some of it, but I guess I'm trying to say, like, I think this show could have just a little bit more of a, like, a mystery, like element to it. Cause it's like, they're solving these problems for these women and they are bringing in a little bit of the investigation piece. But I think that they need to bring in a little bit more,
Yeah.
They need to bring in a little bit more each episode. And I think that would make it much more interesting. So,
because what's that show about the lawyers? It kind of gives you like a House vibe, but it's for lawyers. I can't think of the name.
I never watched House. Suits.
Yes, Suits. I feel like I used to watch Suits and I enjoy the storyline in Suits, but again, it's because it's like this natural unfolding of the characters, and it starts off with you like super invested in this guy who is not even a lawyer, didn't take the bar officially. He took it for other people, and he's navigating his way to becoming a lawyer and all the things. So it's like an instant investment of like, oh, how is this happening? But this is like, oh, we just some boss ass women who was tired of these men, so we started our own firm, and now we're here 10 years later with our $1 million and all through Kim K's closet, because I feel like everybody was wearing Kim Kardashian's clothes.
Yeah. I didn't even notice.
I'm just kidding. But
I mean, I don't know. But yeah,
I was like, did she bring her own clothes to the set? Because it was giving
She
rich.
She might have. But yeah, it was a lot. I would have liked a little bit more of the story, because they did kind of just flap it onto there. It's like, we all just bad bitches, and we just bad bitches. It's like, give us a little bit of like how you became this, like
how you got it out the mud, like
yeah. And I thought with Teyana Taylor's character that it was gonna be a little bit more of that, like it was gonna be like, okay,
this is side piece.
Yeah. So let's just get into everybody's storylines as we go through, and then just talk about different things. Whose storyline do we want to start with? Kim Kardashian, since it kind of
Allora.
Yeah,
I guess we could talk about the Allora Milan chase thing all together.
And because that has the most. And then they have a boss. Who's the boss's name? Because I'm like, Glenn Close. Played by Glenn Close. What is her name? Dena. Yes, Dena. Okay. And then you got Sarah Paulson. Her character is the what is it? The antithesis. Like, what?
Carrington Carr.
Carrington Carr. She is the antagonist throughout the entire show.
Out of all of them, she is playing her role, baby. She playing the hell out of her role.
Yeah, I will say usually I like Sarah Paulson in like everything she played. Like, I feel like she's a very great actress. I feel like she's a little over the top, but I think it's like the way it's written. I think it's just it's a little cheesy to me, and I'm not a fan of it.
I think it's because there's no energy back and forth. It's like Allora. I feel like Allora is I feel like Kim is trying to be Kim, and she ain't acting. Like, I noticed even when they were like giving group hugs, she's like holding her face back, and it's like, girl, you're acting. So this is not like, let me protect my face at all costs and like not get my makeup all messed up. And so it's very like, I'm trying to be cutesy demure, and it's like, girl, this girl is calling you a bitch and wants you to go to hell. Like, give her some energy back. I want to see y'all are lawyers and you just taking the shit. You know, like there's no bite back. So it would make what Sarah Paulson's character is doing, it would feel less like forced and cheesy if it wasn't like, I'm this angry woman who hates you for leaving the practice, if everybody else gave her some energy back.
Yeah, because I could see Niecy giving her some energy. Niecy, what's Niecy Nash's character name?
She is Emerald. I
Emerald.
hate that name. Yeah.
She's been funny. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Like I'm always gonna love a Niecy Nash, in something. She gives in
Yeah.
everything she does. So I'm not disappointed by her performance. And who's the other lady?
Liberty.
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 Who is she as an actress? I've never seen her before, I feel like.
That is Naomi Watts. She was in like
Okay.
King Kong, and
Okay.
a few other movies. I haven't really seen too much of her work,
Yeah,
so
her face
I'm very new
looks
to her.
slightly familiar, like maybe King
Yeah.
Kong. That's Godzilla? I'm thinking I'm like, is she the woman hanging from the side of the building or whatever that he dangling her, but that's Godzilla, right?
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, so they all have their different storylines, and we're gonna start with Kim and Milan, which is played by Teyana Taylor, and Kim's
Laura.
Allora's
Yeah.
fiance, or not fiance, husband, okay?
Husband, honey. Chase.
Yes. So like we kind of get introduced to their storyline with their anniversary. She's all dressed up, he's forgotten, but then boom, he hasn't forgotten. He gives her this ring, and it's like their 5-year wedding anniversary. And he's like a football player, is that what he is?
I think so, yeah.
And so he's kind of younger than her too. And then I will say Alora's character is a very like basic ass bitch. Like she's like not is giving no juice, no energy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But ultimately you find out that he is cheating on her. He asked for a divorce, and lo and behold, he's cheating with Teyana Taylor. And Teyana Taylor is like studying for the bar. She works at the firm. Any other things
He's
about
their
Teyana
assistant.
Taylor? Yeah,
she's Laura's assistant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's gonna be a lawyer because I remember they said she was studying for the bar and she was
Right.
taking it soon. So, yeah, let's just pause there. That was like the first big, boom in their storyline. That was a lot thoughts and reactions.
I was just like, why Teyana gotta be the side chick? I wanted her character to just have a little bit more sophistication. Or if like it was gonna be that she was the side chick, at least have some type of story we could get behind. She was already living in a nice ass house. She had a nice car, so it was like nothing was sticking. It's like, why out of all, if this is the life you're living, well, actually no, because she said that the husband gave her the house.
Mm-hmm. And then she was talking about just also like her, like he gave her a piece of that life.
Yeah, I was just like, well, we'll see how it unfolds. The biggest piece of this though, right?
Yeah.
Because Allora comes to Milan's house, or the house that was bought by Chase, and it's like, what's the question? Like giving her the lawyer spiel. I feel like that could have been a little bit more of a raw ass scene if again, Kim. I need her to get some classes, honey.
Well,
Jesus.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they're writing
good.
They're writing her character that way as well. But I wonder if they're writing that character because they know who they're dealing with.
Yeah,
like
maybe,
she ain't gonna give us no range, so let's write that in there.
Yeah,
she doesn't give range in real life.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I was hoping to see a little bit more of that. I'm like, you want to go address a bitch, but yeah, we find out that Milan is pregnant. She talks about what's the center of it all. Is it his? And the answer is yes.
Yeah.
So we shall see what happens with this.
And another thing, just as a little side note, because they did have a little lemonade scene where she was out there smashing the car and stuff like that.
Oh, right.
With the yellow dress on and everything. But I was like, they need to utilize Niecy Nash a little bit more, because if she's not going to speak and she's not going to be whatever, like, I as I say this, I'm like, not me over here advocating for Niecy Nash to be her pit bull. I'm not trying to say that, but I'm trying to, like, you got to bring some sort of, like, energy. Yes. Like, let Niecy Nash be the friend that's like, girl, like, bring something to the scene, because every time they have these moments and they're so calm, I'm like, what is this? Like, I'm not sure I believe this.
Yeah, not only that, but it's like, I would have liked for us to see Niecy Nash's character, Emerald, following
Oh,
chase around.
yes. To
Like,
find,
how did
yeah,
she
that's what
get
I'm saying. The
to
investigation.
finding what happened? I'm like, y'all rushed
Yes.
through these episodes.
Yes.
So I am really hoping that this next couple of drops, we
Yeah.
kind of slow down a bit and really actually
Yeah.
tell the story. It's like they were trying to
Yeah.
put so much in to try and get excitement.
Yeah.
And it's like, this ain't how you do it. It's like, oh, big
Yeah.
thing. And then we're going to be anticlimactic. Oh, big thing. And then, we're going to be anticlimactic in the most cheesy way.
Because they kept weaving in all these little girl talk conversations a bit much. And
Yeah.
I was cool, like I said, trying to set that these are 40-ish type of women, and they're thinking about what, they want for their careers and their lives, and what does that mean as a changing woman, which I think are all valid and necessary conversations. But a lot of that could have been like, because a lot of that could have been time utilized in another way,
Yeah, I
because what came
agree.
out was not necessarily, I didn't feel like it was overload of drama. Like, this was 3 episodes. The storylines of everyone could have come out in these episodes. I feel like they could
Yeah.
have focused on more of like one story in terms of these little one-off cases that they got, like one story per episode a little bit,
Yeah.
and resolve that, and then had the subplot being the continuous story that is their story,
For their personal lives. Yeah.
yes, for their personal lives. And so I feel like that could have been a little bit different. But anyway, their storyline unfolds further, because not only do they find out that she's pregnant, we find out that he's hired Carr to be
Yeah.
the divorce attorney. On top of that, they also, switching back to the Milan and Allora of it all, they find out that he's been cheating on all of them, and there's so many more
The women.
folks, and so
Yeah.
they go get STD tested, and then there's a trans woman, and so there's a whole plot line about how to I guess use that as a chip in the divorce, and sort of like
Yeah.
how to bargain to get him to come off of his position of like, I'm going to bury you type of
Right.
in this divorce stance. Any thoughts along the additional plot lines that developed?
No, I do think it was interesting that they kind of also wove in a guy who is super successful, right? Like, I think a lot of times we see the plot line of like, it's a guy who may not truly like be too successful at all, right? And
Mm-hmm.
is with a woman who is super, super successful,
Mm-hmm.
very hyper independent, and like the intimidation that comes with that. But him being a football player, being able to hold his own, gonna assume, you have $1 million contracts as a football player. He is also struggling with this idea of being with a woman who takes up, so they say, so much space, right, in the room, and everything is kind of like about them. So I thought that was an interesting storyline that they added in, on top of the fact that he is 10 years younger, with the whole like, women being cougars and guys liking to be with women who are
Mm-hmm.
older, feeling like they got to catch. So they're adding in a lot of like societal things, but they're not allowing it to like,
Simmer.
we're
Let
not
it cook.
massaging them.
Let it
Yeah,
cook.
yeah, we gotta let
Okay.
it cook. We gotta let it cook a little bit. So I feel
Yeah.
like it has the potential. Because when I was watching it, I was like, do I want to cover this? But at least through Allora, Milan, Chase's storyline, it's like there is a lot of layers here. I guess we as the commentators are gonna be the people to massage the topics, since
Mm.
they ain't doing it in the
Yeah,
show.
they did put in there the piece about, or not they did, this is not like counter to your point, but just like they had that piece about him being what do you call it, insecure, or feeling insecure by her success. And it's like, he is successful, but it's kind of like, I guess he
Yeah,
doesn't feel successful enough, I don't, look,
yeah,
I don't know what to
yeah.
do
That's
with
what I'm
that.
saying. Like, that is a thing, right? Like, and it's like layered because she's older
Yeah.
and all the things, right? And then
Yeah,
like to
yeah.
see that you go with somebody who essentially is in a inferior position in
Mhm.
terms of like status
Mhm.
and finances, because she's, Milan is not a
Yeah.
lawyer.
Yeah.
Um, like what that meant. But he's also cheated on her. So, child,
Yeah,
I
but
mean, how
and
do
then
you
also
can't
I'm
cheat on
like,
somebody?
you're a football player. I mean, I guess football players are less, I think they're the least paid of the athletes.
Oh,
To
I
be
actually didn't know that.
honest. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, I think they're the least paid, like, but I'm not 100% sure. It may be like per game basketball, because basketball is like they like pay like 88 games a season. But in
Yeah,
terms
so
of
they do
like,
have a longer season.
yeah, but I know that just like in terms of dollar amounts, like some of these like folks can be, I don't know. I know it's not, they can be in like the hundreds of thousands as opposed to being in millions, you know what I mean? Like, because they have
Yeah.
so many players on these teams, like the rosters. Like, so who knows? Is he starting? I don't know. Did you get that? Like, did we get
I didn't get that.
yeah,
I mean,
like
it's
if
not like
he's
he
a
going to
star?
practice. We don't see
Yeah,
him going to practice or nothing like that.
I
So
know he like got a lot of free time. He on the G squad. Shoot.
right.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with him in that situation, but one of the things that was interesting in how they dealt with the trans woman situation and them coming to this idea of like, we're going to try to get her on our side, because Sarah Paulson's character was out here like, maybe that would have been a bombshell thing years ago in your stone age, like when she was talking to Glenn Close. She was like, but nowadays that's not a thing. It's not going to ruin his career type of thing. So yada yada yada. The other thing that came out in that conversation between Carr and what is Glenn Close's character's name?
Dena.
And Dena, was that there's some embryos in the wedding. I mean, in the marriage, there's some embryos that have not been implanted, and it is marital property. And Carr's character said, I'm gonna eat them with some steak sauce. You know what I mean? They will be destroyed, and that whole thing comes out. And then fast forward, Allora decides she's gonna just forge his signature and get get them implanted. Yeah.
I mean, like that's the part right where it starts to get a little juicy. It's like, okay, it starts getting chaotic.
Chaotic is a better word, yeah.
Yeah, it starts getting chaotic. So it's like, okay, what's gonna happen with all of this? Clearly, it seems like Allora is kind of like the main character. She is the Megan Good character of Harlem, right? Like where it's like we follow primarily her storyline through all of this. Yeah, I mean, it was interesting. I think that they brought in the conversation about, being with someone who is trans, and how possibly that's not something that will ruin your reputation or your career. Because it is true, depending on what space you're in, that it won't. And so I thought that was a nice.
And she was talking about like as a younger generation, that piece of it too, because that's like. That she is right. I mean, I heard that point very, very clearly,
Yeah. Yeah. So again, like they're adding in all of these things, right? That could have that are platforms for great conversations, and brings about social awareness. So yeah, it's high. It's high. But yeah, we shall see where this all goes, honey, because if she implant and they take, and now she pregnant, Milan pregnant, it's about to be the battle of the babies. Okay,
I know, and not let him have to pay child support, because what money?
With what money? What money?
Or maybe it'll be a custody battle. But maybe it'll be a custody battle, because that's the thing.
It can't be no custody battle.
It could be a custody battle. But it could. It very well could. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Carrington is petty, and it seems like her and Dena also have like this very deep seated war, especially from Carrington's side. I keep saying Carrington, but they call her Carr, especially for her side.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It's like she in it to just win. So I don't even think she, as someone who is representing her client, it don't seem like she's thinking about her client's best interest. She just wants to win. And so we'll see how that unfolds with everything for sure.
Anything else on this Laura, Milan, and Chase storyline, or do we want to move into either Niecy Nash's storyline or Liberty? Is that the other girl's name?
Liberty. Yeah, let's go into Liberty, because hers is also very interesting.
Yeah, she got a man.
She got a man, but she is scarred as a divorce lawyer. She like, I see women every day with these deadbeats, and I can't do it, baby. And I can't do it. That's not this man rolling out the red carpet for you. Got the ring, and you talking about some take it slow. And then she said 2 years. I'm like, 2 years, take it slow. In your 50s?
I
I don't
know.
know, girl. I don't know.
Yeah. And I like
Lots of
the
fear.
guy. He seems like a nice, fun-loving guy, you
Yeah.
know? So it was
Yeah.
good energy. So it's kind of like, girl, I need you to do your work, you know? Go to
Yeah.
therapy, do your work because
Yeah.
you about to miss a good blessing. The one
His
thing,
pump fake. Oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead.
I was say his pump fake was hilarious because when he was like, "Let me think about it," when she came back to the beach and was
Oh,
like,
yeah, yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah,
ring,
yeah,
and he was
yeah.
like, "Let me think about it." I was like, "Damn, that you
Ah,
hurt him," and he said, "I thought about it." I was like, "Okay, that
ah.
was cute. That was
Yeah, yeah,
cute."
yeah. No, that was cute. So it's like, yeah, she getting married. I'm trying to think, is there anything else on her storyline though, to be honest?
Yeah, no, that was the main thing.
Yeah.
Just getting out of her own way, right? I think
Yeah.
is
But
it's something that a lot
we
of
forgot
women,
to mention that when he proposed, she left. She goes to him.
yeah,
She was
she
like, I'm coming, I'll
left.
be right back.
Yeah, and she
Didn't
just
say
dipped
nothing, left the
off.
whole restaurant,
Yeah,
and you know, then he wasn't taking her calls, all that good stuff. So,
yeah.
um, do the work, girl. You know. But
Yeah,
go
do the
ahead.
work.
I
Hopefully, it doesn't lead to a whole bunch of relationship trauma, but it might for the storyline,
Oh,
right?
for
Like it might
sure
be
it's gonna.
something that comes back up. Like I'm afraid you're gonna leave. Like look at you, you just left the
Yeah.
table, and
Yeah.
just all
Yeah.
her issues that she has. But
Yeah.
she's a divorce lawyer, so the prenup should be real tight, airtight, sealed tight. And
Yeah.
hopefully, if anything does happen with them, it won't be as bad. But maybe I feel like just like predicting her storyline, it'll be like the woman who wasn't the romantic, who was so into her
Mhm.
career, felt like
Mhm.
she was overly satisfied in her life and her friendships, and so love is taking a back seat. And
Mhm.
because she stepped out on faith, she ends up with a good guy who treats her well. So
Mhm.
that's where I see her storyline going. But we shall see. We
Mhm.
shall see.
Yeah. Any thoughts on her character since we're here? Before we move on to the next, like she gives blah. She doesn't have enough for me. I'd love to
Yeah.
see. I'd love to see these ladies with very distinct ass personalities. You know, like
Yeah.
Sex in the City. Bring us like who is who. We need the archetypes to
Yes,
come through
yes,
strong.
yes.
Like
Who's the mean one? Who is the funny one? Who's the one
yes,
who is likely to go to jail? Who is like I
yes,
need
and they
you know how
have
they do those things on TikTok like who's the mean one? Who this? Who that? I
yeah.
need to know who is who in the group.
Yeah. And I think it's like they need to dial up those aspects of their personality a little bit more
Yeah.
because it's like Niecy Nash, you got it in there. Maybe they don't want to
Yeah.
just typecast them into like the roles they
Yeah.
typically
And Niecy
play.
Nash is a little typecasted,
Yeah,
like the
for
jewelry.
sure.
Like y'all had to give her the ghetto jewelry, the pimp hat. Like let's
Yeah. Her we'll,
the
we'll go
Versace,
into
Versace,
her.
Versace. That's how.
Do you want to go into her next? Are we good on
Yeah.
Liberty? Like
Yes.
anything else on Liberty?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go
All
into
right.
Lady Emerald, honey. Let's go
Yeah.
into Lady Emerald. I
Yeah.
said another one, right? Another storyline that is nowadays very realistic. You get
Mhm.
your donor, you have your babies. She ended up with three. I was like, whoa. And she is a single black woman raising three black men. I wasn't a fan of that for her character, especially just being a black woman. I'm like, why couldn't she have found, be the person in the storyline to
Mhm.
find the love and have the
Mhm.
happy black home?
Mhm.
But maybe they wanted to put a spin on it and say like there are single black women out here who are doing just fine
I mean,
raising their
yeah.
sons. But I just, me
Mhm.
personally, I'm like, can we stop, being the representation of the struggle? We
Mhm.
already got Teyana Taylor's character doing the most. Let's not. But at least the boy was going to college, MIT,
Yeah, yeah,
got in. I was like, okay, they doing all
yeah.
right.
Yeah, when I saw him
Uh,
when he first was on the scene, I was like, "This is horrible acting." But then I was like, "Oh,
oh,
okay, they fake it. They fake
yeah,
it." Because I was like, "What's
yeah,
happening here?"
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, and she seems to be pretty active. They did some flashbacks with her and the
Mhm.
boys. Like I said,
Yeah,
she's the funniest to me. I chuckled a few times. It's not given like I feel like they could unleash her a little bit more. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
also unleash Niecy Nash gets into the more typecast Niecy Nash. So it's like you want your
yeah,
cake and eat it
yeah.
too. So I don't know what to do with
Yeah, but I'm
her
okay with a
character.
Claude. Give if she got to be the Claude's version of Niecy Nash, I'm okay with it. I loved her in Claus. She was that bitch. So if that's where you gotta go to like just
I never watched
up it
Claws,
up a little
but
bit.
I can only
Oh,
imagine.
girl, Claws is great.
Really,
That is
really.
my shit. I'm so mad they canceled that.
Really.
But yeah, if that's where you gotta go, if
Uh,
she's like mafia boss woman babe, like
mm,
that's okay too.
mm.
Just do it right, like everything doesn't have to be so watered down.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah,
and
and
I do
buttoned
get not
up.
wanting,
Yeah.
yeah, and buttoned up. It's like
Yeah.
everything is so soft right now.
Yeah.
I need a little bit more emotions, especially because they're bringing in so many societal layers into these storylines.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it
And
would be
also,
nice.
and I think that like one of the things that, especially for Black women, this is a piece, there's a lot of code switching that goes on. And so there is, especially like the work me is very different than like the work me shows up very much like, oh, okay, how are you? Yes, love it. I thank you. Thank you. Like I don't have a lot of my personality except with some, I mean, I don't know. It's a code switch thing going on, It's not
Yeah.
that no one at my job knows me well. They know I'm like, I'll throw a joke in there, in a meeting. But I think that there is, even in a show about lawyers, it's a buttoned up sort of career. They can have these ladies have real personalities because all of us as women, period, show up in a certain way. And then when we get with our homegirl, because I have a work bestie, and we talk real shit. You get what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
it's kind of, I think, a missed opportunity that I would say. Like they
Yeah.
can have them be both and
Yeah, like
just
let's see
show
y'all in your
that
hobbies.
nuance.
Let's see y'all at the workout class talking
Mhm.
shit. Let's see y'all, doing what, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, it can still
Um,
be with the level of like, okay, we got money, but we also too like down to earth.
yeah, yeah. And they can narrate that in, they literally can
Yeah.
just be like one of them talking for the other, just saying like, oh, in the courtroom, she's buttoned up, but this girl on the weekend, she's partying or she's this and that,
Right.
or she's,
Yeah.
like, they could have even had somebody new coming into the firm being, look at me still, I'm subconsciously stealing scandals format, but
Wait.
I'm like, because that's how they introduced us to Pope and Associates. Was like Quinn came in,
Yeah.
and it was like a new person. It's like they explaining this is what she do, and it's like we
Mhm.
just dropped into a day in the life, and I think they could have did something like that. Not trying to steal the format, but yeah.
Yeah.
Any other?
Just a little extra juice. Just a little extra juice. I thought
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
interesting that she was like, and this is why I chose a sperm
sperm
donor with an
donor.
IQ of 140.
Oh, ha 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 ha.
Being selective about
Yeah. Partner
who
choice.
is.
I
Yeah,
wonder
and
if
then the
this
singing
sperm
debut.
donor. Oh, sorry. What'd you say?
Oh, go
Let me say.
ahead.
I wonder if this sperm donor is going to come into this storyline and it's going to be
Definitely. They're my
something.
kids. You going to MIT. I'm finding out that my baby mama is rich. It's
Yeah.
definitely coming. Because
Yeah.
again, the storylines are predictable. We probably
Yeah.
should predict what we think is going to happen for
Yeah,
everybody.
maybe. Yeah.
Um,
You about to say something?
yeah. I said not the boys singing. I
Oh
said not they
yeah. I
trying to
was
get
like
their singing career off. I said not again, please. Not again. We're not making this into a musical. I remember we used
well,
to
like
sing
Power,
to
was that
us.
Power? What was the
Yeah, Rotimi, baby.
I never watched Power, but I
Oh
know they
yeah, I
had
did.
albums and like songs that people
Yeah,
were really like supposed to be
yeah.
downloading. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else on Emerald's storyline for
No,
All's
our
Fair?
last one is Dena, and I guess we can kind of wrap
Hmm.
Carrington or
Into
Carr into
Dena,
that as
yeah.
well. Dena, she is the caretaker of her husband Doug, who is sick with cancer. I think the biggest thing that happens in her storyline is she goes to this auction that's for one of the clients that they currently have, Sheila Baskin, who has all these jewels,
Mm-hmm.
and she ends up finding the auctioneer who is
Mm-hmm.
Oliver, very attractive.
Mm-hmm.
She goes to his hotel room. Now they made it seem like she had sex, but she hit us with the alley oop. It was like I kissed him and just couldn't, and she left.
Girl, that's not alley oop. but it flowed so effortlessly.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little
Alley
alley
oop
oop
is
because
when
I
they
was
help
like,
you
"Ooh,
with
now
the
she cheating." I I was thinking like not the divorce lawyer cheating.
I know, right? And then I also was just like, but I don't know. I was like, she loved her husband. I was like, oh, don't do that. But
yeah,
yeah,
that was very cute. That was very cute.
yeah.
And
And it's
the fact that she
Al
came back
Bundy.
and
Is
told
that
him
the husband, the actor who's
who?
playing her husband, Al Bundy? Isn't that
Yeah,
his
yeah,
name? Yeah.
I think so. Um,
Um.
yeah, that was cute that she came back and like told him, and he was like, I just know I'm not who I used to be, and
Mhm.
so I understand it. It's kind of like that blessing of like when I go, like please be happy,
Yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I feel like you would likely hear for somebody going through a terminal illness such as cancer. I will say though,
Yeah.
he don't look that sick. His
I
character, don't, I'm like
know.
he still got all the weight on his body. He got meat on his bones, hair in his head.
I
It's not giving. I
know.
got cancer. It's not giving. I'm going through chemo, and so maybe
Yeah.
we'll see another character pop up
I
in 6 months.
yeah. No, he
That's like,
need
oh, he's depleted.
no. He needs to they needed to have cast a different person. I will say that if they were gonna have it. And especially like in the last episode, we learned that he's sicker than he's letting on. And he's not letting
Yeah.
what is Dena know. He's not
Yes.
letting Dena's character know how sick he is. And his doctor's like, are you going to tell her? And he's like, I guess he's just, trying to keep her not worrying and all that
Yeah.
good
Which is
stuff.
what men do. It's what men do.
But they don't need to do it. It's that
They don't.
paternalistic
They need to stop.
ass
For our
stuff.
men in the audience, you have a wife for a reason,
Yes.
okay?
Yeah.
I know you think you're the captain of the ship, but your wife is the captain of that ship, honey. She will heal you. Get it
Co-captains,
together.
co-captains, you gotta keep each other informed. That's just
Whatever.
the
When the
bottom line.
woman pull out that
She said
potion, when she
whatever.
say, you know what, let's get you some this, let's get you some this, let's get you with a nutritionist, let's get you with a holistic doctor. Now
Yeah.
things start shifting and moving for you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, tell your wives. Tell your wives.
Yeah. But yeah, that's sort of their storyline. I guess Cara really does have sort of her own storyline. So let's kind of touch on Cara's storyline and like fill out, I guess, anything that, because she's like this component of everybody else's storyline, especially Dena and Allora's. But the opening scene, like I said, it's given cheesy the way they're writing it. It's all this throwing stuff on the floor. She wants to first join the firm, then they don't take her. She gonna start her own firm. And it's like, it just gives too, like, it's too extra. But I
Yeah, it
love
is
Sarah
very
Paulson. I
extra.
love her. I think she's like a
Yeah.
phenomenal actress. And I'm not even saying that it's her per se in this. I think it's just the character needs a little bit more depth, So
I agree. Like, why are you so scarred, girl?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
let's see how hard you was working when you was at the other firm with Dena.
Yeah.
Like, were you trying to be the teacher's pet? Were you on Dena's beck and call?
Yeah.
Like, to feel so scorched.
Yeah, and I feel like it's kind of unrealistic to have an arch enemy like this for this reason. I feel like they still could have gave her an arch enemy storyline, but more in the sense of her motive being like, I don't give a fuck about y'all. I'm about to get this money and I will undercut you. Like, I'm gonna be that ruthless ass biatch. You know what I mean? Like, I will undercut you because I'm about this dollar bill. So if in my view, they should have always had her as doing her own firm and just and like a friend of me. It could have been a friend of me sort of situation, like where we've been up against her. She's the toughest one. You know what I mean? Toughest attorney we've ever met. And at times she could be like, me and Dena, we used to kick it back in the day, but like, yeah, whatever. Like maybe they had that some history. Somebody slept with somebody man or whatever. I don't know. But like they could have just had her be about her money and be a more like, I'm not a girl's girl. I'm just about my money. And then in that situation, they still could have set up dynamics where they were against her and she was not caring about how their clients fared because she's about her money. And I feel like that's a little bit more realistic to have just a ruthless woman as opposed to she's ruthless because she hates you so much because you left and didn't take her. It's giving too simplistic.
Yeah, agreed.
But
agreed.
yeah.
That is what's her name?
Car, yeah.
Do we want to talk about like some of these cases really quick?
Yeah. Just
it's a few. Sheila Baskin is like the main one so far because she kind of carries over into multiple episodes with selling her jewels to get money.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it just
which
seemed
then
like
ties in the auctioneer guy.
yeah,
You
true,
know,
true, true. There's the woman who jumped. I will tell you, I was like looking
yeah,
away. I wasn't paying attention to that woman jumped, and I came back. I was like, oh my
yeah.
god.
Yeah,
Um.
yeah. I knew when she went outside and the way she
Oh
was looking, I was
yes, I
like,
did see that a
oh, they
little
about
bit.
to have her commit suicide. Talking about I'm going outside to vape, and she
Yes.
looking all hazy. And I'm like, did I
Ah.
see a warning on the screen? I don't know. I didn't
Yeah. No,
watch for the
that's
warning,
real.
but
That's real.
you
That's
need a
real.
warning. I would hope that I know they said this is for mature audiences. I do remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But maybe in these times and days, I
Mhm.
quite honestly, I would like suicide off the table. Stop putting it on the table in
I
these
agree.
shows.
I
Like,
agree.
it
I
don't need to
agree.
be something that people have exposure to. You can learn about it in different ways.
Yeah.
Let's be more let's be more
Ethical
excited
and
about
like yeah.
educating about
Yeah.
mental health,
Mhm.
right? And like the outcomes of poor mental health versus going to the extreme because she feels like she has no option. It's like you
Yeah.
made her hopeless in a second and she jumped. Did not like
Yeah.
that. Not
Yeah.
for that. I want people to start writing it out of these shows and movies. We've had enough.
Yeah.
We've had enough.
Yeah, interesting take. They had the Jessica Simpson was one of their clients as well.
Mhm.
I was like, I thought that was her real face at first, but
That was the first one, right, where it went
that's
kind
the
of
plastic
quick.
surgery one.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
That's the plastic surgery one. And then the first one was the sex, like the guy was like, and they
Yeah, with
fell
the
in love
butt
with each
plugs. Yeah.
other. So like I will say none of these stories are like these cases. They're not super duper interesting. Like I'm trying to remember. Like I've watched Scandal a gazillion times. I know I keep bringing it up, but I've watched it like a gazillion times. And I think the lieutenant's whatever St. James, he was like a gay soldier. I think that was like the first one, and it was like he was up for murder type of thing. Like stuff, give me some more high stakes a little bit, because
Yeah.
everything is just
It's
like
high
I hate
stakes.
these
Somebody
men.
who killed their husband or something.
Yes,
Somebody going through
yes,
custody. Because it's like all divorce. I'm like, it doesn't all have
yeah.
to be divorce just because it's a woman.
It's
It
from
could be a
yeah,
CEO that's dealing with something.
yeah,
It could be something going on with work. You
yeah.
know, being in
Yeah,
corporate
her sexual
America.
harassment. Yeah,
Yes,
because to be
something.
honest, like I remember there's this law firm. When I did handle family law cases, right? There was this law firm that was called the Dad's Law Firm, and it was in these family law cases because they were like they felt like the system is created for women. Da da da. So you can have this woman type of firm, but it doesn't have to just be divorce because it's like
Yeah,
bruh, like you got a lot of
yeah,
sexual harassment, like so
yes.
it's just giving they could have expanded what type of law
Cases they
and
cover.
cases
Yeah.
that they are dealing with. So yeah, I don't have anything else on it,
Yeah, I think that's it.
yeah,
That's it for the first
we'll
three
see what happens
episodes of the new
next
series, All's Fair.
on Hulu
Every week,
and
yes,
Disney
yeah,
Plus. I
on
guess I
Hulu.
don't know.
Yeah, and Disney
They
Plus,
like
yeah.
merging
Uh,
and all that good
right.
stuff,
So
merging the
they are
brands.
dropping episodes, I think 4, 5, and 6
Mm,
separately
mm,
weekly on
mm,
Tuesdays, and then 7 and 8, which is the finale, comes
mm,
out that after that together.
mm.
So we'll see how this goes.
All
Drop your
right.
comments about how
Yeah.
you're feeling. Who's your favorite cast member? What are they missing? What will give them that je ne sais quoi?
Uh,
And hype up this video. We'll catch
yeah.
you next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye.